Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing fantastic out there. If you could subscribe, that'd be great. Hit that like button, subscribe. I think I said subscribe twice. You guys get it. I'd like you to subscribe or hit that like button, whatever. Comment, view, all of that is appreciated. Thank you for the support. So, little Miami Dolphins drama. It appears. Maybe I'm reaching. I could be out here. I could be reaching. We'll see. Get your guys' thoughts on this. But Tyreek Hill was pretty quiet lately. I don't think we've heard too much from Tyreek Hill. I think he put an Instagram post on today. Obviously, the last time we heard from it, he was dealing with some marriage drama. Didn't seem like it was going fantastic in the Hill household, so hopefully everything is going better there. But Tyreek today posted something. I got this off of Fins Extra, who runs a really good Twitter account. And he posted on social media before this. I saw that he posted on his Instagram, chill guy. And, you guys know the meme of the chill guy, right? But this one had, a middle finger in its pocket. Him walking out with the shades. Looks like he was having himself a good weekend. So good for Tyreek Hill. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, whether or not Tyreek Hill is a chill guy or not, because he had a list. Tyreek Hill's one to give his opinions out and see what he's got to say on social media. And he was asked by somebody on Snapchat to give his top 5 or 10 QBs. And Tyreek Hill decided to list them.
He said, could I rank my top 5 quarterbacks? Lamar, Josh, Pat, obviously. No, this is no order, by the way. Baker Mayfield. And Joe Shiesty, too.
All right, there you go. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Baker Mayfield, and Joe Burrow. Obviously absent there is one Tua Tagovailoa, his current, I guess, quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Now, there's a couple things I want to point out here. One, the list is fine. It's not about whether or not you think Tua should be above Baker Mayfield or Joe Burrow or any of those guys. I think all those guys have easy cases to say that they're right now currently above Tua. Tua was not available last year. Tua and the Dolphins did not have a good last year, as Tyreek had a down year last year too. And I'm sure there was a little bit of frustration. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago because there were some comments made by Ryan Clark on First Take, or some comments echoed by Stephen A. Smith it wasn't Ryan Clark. I apologize. It was Louis Riddick who made the comments. And Louis Riddick was, Stephen A. Smith said, are they rats off a ship on him? He goes, on Tua. And he goes, no, but he's like, there's other concerns there, but like, we're saying the same thing. He kind of implies, like, we're saying the same thing. And I was like, whoa, Louis Riddick's normally a numero uno Tua survivor. No pun on the uno. Supporter. And got to get my words right today. I'm all scrambled up. He's usually a numero uno Tua supporter, Louis Riddick. As is, publicly, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was supporting Tua when it wasn't cool to support Tua. When he comes here, he comes to the Dolphins. They obviously give him a massive payday, gets traded from the Chiefs, and he says Tua's as accurate, angers his former fan base in the Kansas City Chiefs by saying Tua is the most accurate quarterback he's ever played with. Pissed a lot of people off, but was willing to go out there and publicly back up his quarterback because that's his guy. That's his guy, which is why this is interesting to me. Yes, it's just a list, okay? There's two things we should realize here. One, it's just a stupid list. Who cares what his opinion is? Even if his opinion seems to be correct. And also, it's also Tyreek Hill. You got to take everything that he says with a grain of salt. He's a troll artist extraordinaire. Although this wasn't on Twitter. That's normally where he does his trolling. This was on Snapchat. Which, is he like the only person who's using that as a social media platform just to post content? Like, he has to be the only guy who's, I don't know who. I remember that used to be Hassan Whiteside's like place of choice. Hassan Whiteside would be like, So Hassan Whiteside's Snapchat was the place to be for great fodder. He was funny. Dwayne Wade, too, back in the day. Dwayne Wade, when his contract, he would post a lot of stuff on his Snapchat. I don't see a lot of athletes still using Snapchat to actually post content. So anyway, back to the task at hand. Tyreek Hill comes out. He names his top 5 quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. No Tua. And again, it's not that the opinion is wrong. It's just interesting because this guy has had his quarterbacks back the entire time. Like, is there a little bit of phoniness sometimes when a guy does it? Yeah, sure. But it almost seems like the right thing to do. Like if Tua were to go out there, like when Cam Ward got drafted, right? And he puts Calvin Ridley in his top 5 receivers. To give a little wink because he knows he's going to the Titans. I like that stuff. If Tua were to ask for a list, if he didn't have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle in his list, I'd be disappointed. If he was asked about top 5 tens and didn't have Jonnu Smith, I'd be disappointed. Like, what are you doing? You got to have support of your guy. You know, it's a top 5. It's not number 1. Just throw it out there. Be like, I got my guys back. And for Tyreek Hill to be at the spot where he used to be the number 1 public champion voice of Tua, to now just be like, here's your run-of-the-mill generic top 5 list. Yeah, to me, it's a little bit like, whoa. It's gotten to that point. It's like, is it frosty like that? Like and now maybe he didn't feel like trolling today. He didn't want to go to battle for Tua. Maybe he just wanted to put a generic list. Maybe. Who put one reason? Was it Micah Parsons? I felt like did a list. And he left Dak Prescott off, and everyone's like, "Whoa, all right, what's up with that, dude? You don't put your own guy. Like, I mean, you're not wrong, but you don't back your own guy. That's a little bit strange." But what if Louis Riddick, when he kind of echoed Steve Naismith, what if he was implying was right? Like maybe there is a sense of like everybody's like, we can't back this guy as quarterback anymore just because of the injuries. Like we went through it once. We've now gone through it twice. Tyreek Hill's now being asked, is he washed? Remember there was an interesting thing too when like Drew Rosenhaus went on McAfee, right? And Tyreek was taking all that heat for walking out at the last half of the final game when they knew they were out of it. And he took a lot of flack for it, and then he had the bad press conference. And he's taking his criticisms for that, right? And Drew went on McAfee, and he was like, there was a lot of other people, who weren't able to play through things. And it felt not so subtle that he was taking a shot at Tua Tagovailoa. It felt that way. And, just to go from where Tyreek Hill was celebrating, telling everybody to put me in their fantasy league, strike up the band, Tua's back, to then Tua gets hurt again and he misses the end of the season, and Tyreek Hill, he's taking the heat for leaving in the last half of a game where Tua's not there for the last couple of games. Maybe this is finally like the beautiful the beautiful bromance that was, even if it was mostly professional, not even off the field. If it was mostly a mutually beneficial professional relationship, I'm not suggesting they were boys or anything like that. But if it's finally at the point where, like, Tyreek Hill, who is he trying to get out? Is he not trying to get out? Like, he said on the record, like, he was ready to move on. The Dolphins have been pretty steadfast in trying to damage control that from the entire time the offseason has started, because they already have one sunk cost in Jalen Ramsey, where they paid Jalen Ramsey. They have this exorbitant salary that is hanging on his roster spot right now, and they're probably not going to get a lot for him. And now you have a guy in Tyreek Hill you gave up even more for, was really like the face of your franchise for the last 3 years with Tua. Greatest show on Surf. And it's been rumbled, all right, maybe these guys are done hitching their wagon to Tua. And now this? Like, is this just a little bit more, or is it just Tyreek trolling? And I kind of am like, again, it's not inaccurate. Like, I don't, even I as a Tua fan would not put him as a top 5 quarterback right now. It was silly. He keeps missing time. But Tua, I mean, like Tua and Tyreek, like Tyreek had his best 2 seasons statistically with Tua. And something is like, something's amiss there. And like, look, it was noticeable, right? Like all these guys were at the F1 this week. I don't think Tyreek Hill was there. I didn't see him in any of the photos. Maybe I'm wrong. I apologize if I am. But you saw Tua and Mike McDaniel stride for stride with that very interesting Mike McDaniel suit that was going on there. I don't know. I just saw this today. I was like, ugh. That was my first reaction to it. It's just like, oh no. Not on the list, huh? It's like that. It's gotten to that point. He's gone from he is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes to you're not even on my top 5 list, Tua. And maybe it's because you haven't been available. Maybe it's because I'm rats off a ship on the Dolphins completely and I want out. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe he was just being honest in the moment and this is who he feels is the top 5. Maybe he's trolling. I don't know. None of them seem like great options. But it's definitely a noticeable different tone from Tyreek Hill from what he said about his quarterback in the past, where he has been over the top positive, maybe too positive. But now he's like, I'm not putting him on a top 5 list. I'm going to make a real top 5 list. I'm like, all right. I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, he's not wrong, but it doesn't mean I like it. So, like, does it speak to a rift? Does it speak to still a thought that Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins are working on this relationship coming to an end? Does it speak to anything? Am I just riffing off of stupidity? Perhaps. Can't deny that. Maybe. But no Dolphin fan could honestly look at that list and just be like, that's nothing. Like in the categories of could be something, could be nothing. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that could be nothing, I gotta go no sale on that. That's obviously something. I don't know what it is, but it's something.